Welcome back to another episode of the Believe in FCS Football podcast, part of the Believe Podcast Network. I'm Joe DeLeone, joined by my former roommate. Holy crap, we're off to a hot start.
You said in, and you pronounced it as "een." So how about
shut up?
How about I'll give you
Shut
a
up.
3, 2, 1 count, and then you
Okay.
try it again yourself. All right, ready?
All right, let's do that.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to another episode of the Believe in FCS Football podcast, part of the Believe Podcast Network, brought to you by two former Division I FCS football players. I'm Joe DeLeone, joined by Sean Anderson. Sean, how are we doing today?
Sometimes the lawnmower's not going to start the first time.
Sometimes you're just going to
give
it a big whack.
Yeah, exactly. God, I didn't realize my proverbial smelling salts were going to be you stumbling over yourself for the first 15 seconds. So now I think I'm wide awake.
Yeah, what else is new?
Can you get off the West Coast, please?
Yeah.
It's 8:15 here.
It's the goal.
Ridiculous.
I give myself one more year out here. I think I'm back on that train again. I keep bouncing between. I'm giving myself one more year. Extenuating circumstances are going to affect that, though, obviously.
Oh. What, did you lock into a new lease yet?
Oh, no, I did, but my whole point is that my job's out here. So unless I go somewhere else.
You got a worse apartment this time, right?
No, it's much nicer.
Much nicer.
It's much nicer. It's right near the beach.
It's very nice. You love the beach, knowing that we lived on it for 2 years together. I think I saw you on it. Never.
I didn't go and sit on the beach, but I used to go down there all the time.
No, you didn't.
You did. You what? You were.
When were you down there?
When were you down on the seawall all the time?
And do what?
I would just walk around. Is nothing fucking wrong with that?
You are not a walk around type of guy.
I do it all the time here.
You know what I would do? Well, I would jog up and down the seawall. That's what I like doing.
I definitely didn't see you jog.
Definitely did. Oh, no. I'm sure you didn't. Here's what I'm going to tell you right now. You are not a. This is a nice scene. This is a nice view. I'm going to sit around the people. That's not you. You're a liar, and you're not. You're going to be a shut-in on the beach like you were in college. Stop trying to be a beach guy. You're not a beach guy.
I'm not trying to be a beach guy, but you know how I know you didn't go run up and down the seawall? You didn't go for any runs, because if you did, I would have smelled your damn shoes the minute you finished the run. You had a stench that when you started sweating.
Yeah, there were some bad shoes.
And people aren't aware of this.
I need some new shoes. I still have the same ones.
Yeah, please.
But yeah. No, I would go up and down to the not the lighthouse, but the crazy house at the end of it.
Okay.
Stupid.
Cap, but
not. No, you.
All right, we got a lot of yelling to come today. We got
one shop along the pier in Narragansett. Name one shop.
There was the ice cream one.
What was it called?
Ice cream.
You don't know a thing. You didn't step outside your house.
I used to go there all the time.
Picnic basket stunk.
That place was great. What are you talking about?
You liked it? That place stunk.
They had Taylor ham.
Oh my God. You're not from Jersey.
All right.
You're just a shut-in for life.
Okay. Well, today we got a mailbag episode.
Don't dismiss me like that.
I will dismiss you. When have I not dismissed you? That's the whole purpose of the show. Mailbag episode. I love the questions that we got this week. I want more questions like this. This could be a 2-hour show, I think, at this rate. We got 5 questions last time, and that was enough for us to do a one-off mailbag. Mm-hmm. We have 12 today. We have 12. Some people have extra questions. Some of them are not going to get complete answers, but we're going to try to answer them nonetheless.
I appreciate the 12, but 12 is a big number.
Let's get to 20 next show. 20.
Oh my God.
Let's round them up, guys. And that does not mean duplicate questions. Phone a friend, ask them to comment. We want 20 questions.
There's one I'm really looking forward to. I'll say that.
Okay. All right. Let's get to them. Sean, betting, sports, bet online.
You could have just asked me to do it.
You could have
just asked me to.
Where the game starts and the read starts here.
Said last. That is not the first word. That is not the first line. And you are just disrespecting.
Where the game starts and the read ends.
You are. Here's an anecdote for all the new listeners. One time I went to a casino with Joe, and he didn't bet once, and everyone else was having a good time, and he was just being a stick in the mud.
Oh, wait, you're talking about that.
So he shouldn't be talking about what I'm about to talk about, because he sat there, and then he didn't buy a drink because it was a $5 beer.
I did buy a drink.
He drove all the way down to Virginia. I took him to the MGM in DC, and he's just kind of.
I was unemployed at the time. I had no money.
Our partners at BetOnline continue to be the #1 source for all your betting needs and sports info. Not Joe DeLeone. You come to Sean Anderson with your betting needs, and I will point you into the direction of the best in the business. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting in your favorite Vegas casino and poker games. It's super easy to get started, so head to the website today or use your mobile device to join and use our promo code BLEAV. That's BLEAV spelled out. By the way, still haven't gotten a text saying, hey, Sean, you know what you were doing with the read before we changed it? That was really smart. We're going to give you credit for that.
I can tell you right now, of the Believe team, I'm the only person. Actually, no one on the team listens to the FCS Football podcast because I don't even go back to listen to it because I don't have time to go back and listen to it.
They don't understand my influence, and it's infuriating. Promo code BLEAV, that's BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
All right, thank you, Sean. 6 minutes in, new record. All right, we got a lot of questions.
6 minutes. This is fumes.
Fumes is an understatement, which was probably the worst week I've had to deal with. Bunch of crap, but yeah, we've been over this. All right.
You want to make the listeners privy to this?
No, because I can't. It's company information. It's nothing that like my employer did wrong. It's just people I've had to deal with that are ungrateful and entitled.
If you want the information, just DM me. I'll give it all to you.
Just
shoot me a DM. Don't worry. I will fill you in. We can't say it on the show. I will directly answer your DMs. I'll also accept your DMs just if you want to talk shit about Joe. Because that's a lot of fun. I know I know Brendan at It's Thumper 76 decided to send over a couple of those.
Did he say you sent any of those nicknames? Great.
Yeah, he calls you a Walmart brand Harry Potter and a dollar store Joey Mulinaro.
Those are both compliments.
They're not. Compliments. No, they're not.
Hey, can you not switch to Twitter because like the only lighting that you own is your laptop? So when you switch to Twitter, it's dark mode.
How about I just take down my brightness and then now you can't tell if I switch or not. How about that?
Then we're gonna do the show like this. The rest of the show in the solo shot.
All right, a back up, baby.
First question we have from Turtle Ghostly. I feel like you kind of gave a quick gloss over answer already, but are there any specific players you see stepping up to fill roles of the extremely high quality athletes that left, such as the holes left by NFL draft players? So like we were kind of racking our brain on this, and I there's just one guy in particular who answers this question perfectly without having to really overthink the question. Isaiah Davis stepping in for Pierre Strong, I think fits it perfectly because Pierre Strong was good enough, and I still am miffed that he was not considered for the Walter Payton Award last year. Best running back in the country. I thought he was better than Quay Holmes. Going to be a high draft pick. Lit up the combine. And the guy stepping up behind him, we already know, is really freaking good. And there is some speculation that some people do believe that Isaiah Davis is better of a prospect than Pierre Strong. So that, to me, is a perfect example.
Yeah, I'll have to see who replaces Penning at UNI because they're starting to look like a factory there.
Probably some 6'10" kid that's eating cornmeal right now.
Giant that's sitting there waiting to be acknowledged for throwing a cornerback into the bleachers. Once we see him, then there we go. There's your answer. But as of right now, that's who I'm keeping my eye on, though. Who is the next UNI offensive lineman?
Yeah. There's some kid who's just in his farmhouse eating, like not even cooking the meat, just eating it.
You are so disparaging to the flyover states. You don't understand how many people.
No, wait. No, it is.
You don't understand what you're doing.
It's more of a reference to the fact that the UNI is just randomly coming up with these kids that show up at like a normal frame, and then they turn into Ellerson Smith and Spencer Brown and Trevor Penning. Like it's just. The growth in these kids is insane, and
because they manually create bales of hay and they lift cows on their farm, right? That's what you're going for. You stink on ice.
Or I'm just the worst part of the East Coast,
like and you're the worst part of the West Coast. Oh my God, do you not value anybody in between?
That's not true.
How are you such a...
I love our listeners.
I believe that. I believe that you don't love thinking about them before you say
something. You've been to like one Midwestern state. Don't act like you're from Virginia. You're from Alexandria. You're from right outside of DC. You're not near.
But I have the wherewithal to not disrespect those that might not live in a big bustling city.
Okay. Well, I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
Yeah, the next guy to fill up, man, he's just gonna milk a cow, go to the weight room, go to class, and go back. He milked that cow again. Actually, never mind. He's gonna shoot the cow. He's gonna bleed it out. He's gonna make a steak and eat it and do the same thing tomorrow. I'm Joe DeLeone.
The second one makes sense, but like I think it's very unnecessary. The milking thing. I just like what does he get out of that? That's just he's good with his hands. He's skilled.
Next question.
Next question.
I have to shut you down now.
All right. Ryan Roberts asks, give me 5 players that you think could transfer up to a P5 team right now and look like a star. I'm not going to give you 5 because we're lazy. 4 that popped in my head. Josiah Silver from UNH, freaking really talented. Albany, I'm blanking on his name, just had a kid who literally did this, and I think that Josiah Silver fits that perfectly. Tucker Kraft from South Dakota State, 1,000%. You plug him into any Power 5 team, man. He's one of the best tight ends in the country. I think he's super underrated, needs some more recognition. Isaiah Land was super dominant. We don't know for sure if he's coming back. Did we figure that out?
No idea.
Okay. Remove him. Pretend we didn't say Isaiah Land. Please,
unless he's returning. Unless he's returning, then support us. But if he's not coming back, pretend we didn't say it. I think Shadur Sanders, the Jackson State quarterback, would 1,000% step in and start right away on a number of Power 5 teams. He was being recruited by teams like South Carolina and Alabama. So I think that's certainly possible. They're all fine answers. I think that, again, we have to let the season start marinating. And then once we see the breakout stars, once we see whoever decides to start popping off week after week, then we say, oh, maybe he'll make the jump. And then that's where our preseason speculation right now turns into our in-season speculation of who won't be here. So right now we're kind of in that gray area.
Sorry, I'm giggling. I'm looking at something that I wrote in the doc, and it was not like. Okay, next question we have from Brennan. Let me explain. So Brennan asks how many of the semifinal teams in the last 5 years had top FCS recruiting classes. And I think I have brain damage, Sean, because I spelled I wrote as the answer no effing clue, and I spelled clue CLEW. That wasn't
dumb. I've never once in my life seen like that.
Like, I'm actually concerned for my own well-being here that I wrote that down and then didn't think twice.
What is wrong with you? Also, to take the heat off of you right now.
Lay it on me.
Last 5 years, I don't know how many have had the top 5 recruiting classes.
Brendan, it's an insanely complicated question. That's like a whole
article.
Don't
know.
It requires too much research.
I have no clue, which is how I think that would be pronounced.
Hello. So like a sorority girl. That's the.
Let me see if I can think of a word that you can't spell that you should be able to spell. Spell auditorium. Right now.
O-T.
Nope.
How do you spell
it? You spelled auditorium. Auditorium. There's an I there. This show, you are a dum-dum.
Spell it.
Auditorium?
Yeah.
Auditorium. Auditorium. You spelled Audotor. You skipped an I. You can't spell. Holy hell. Mister, I got a 32 on the ACTs or whatever the hell.
I got a 30.
Oh
my God. I don't know.
When did you lose your ability to spell?
I don't know. I sometimes wonder how much that scooter hit did to me.
Oh, I'm enough.
No, it's possible because I've been making mistakes like that a lot lately, but I'm also just not very bright and overworked. But regardless, next question from Brendan. We're not going to answer the first one because the first one was so complicated that I forgot how to spell one of the easiest words in the dictionary.
He shorted you out.
Yeah, basically. The wires were crossed. They just a short fuse.
Unbelievable.
When you picked out your glasses, were you trying to pick up the ladies that are Harry Potter fans? And have you since studied in order to respond to them appropriately?
He's not studying, I can promise you that. I promise you right now, he does not study. At least the English language. He doesn't read and he doesn't study.
I read.
Then why can't you spell?
Because I'm a dunce. No, oh, that was a bad voice crack. To answer the question, wow, this is just off the rails here.
It's a bad one for you.
I started fine.
Synced on my end. Restart the show in show.
Brendan, answer your question. Fine. Brendan, answer your question. No,
that's how you answer your question.
I did not buy the glasses with the intention of attracting Harry Potter fans. It was not intentional. I bought them because the frame style is popular right now. The circular frame style is popular. My old glasses I thought looked really clunky. I was tired of the Keith Olbermann references from Sean. They looked like crap. I had like the big, thick, black frames.
Awful. The worst.
And I mean, these aren't even
like if cop shoes were glasses. Awful. Just those big shoes.
Why do we do a mailbag, man? It's just so unproductive, but it's also honestly, I think this helps the other show be more focused.
Yeah.
And then this allows us just to be stupid for 40 minutes, and the people who like the stupidity tune in for the stupidity.
I don't know who would. I hate your glasses. I've hated Joe's glasses. I've hated every pair. I've never liked the pair of glasses that you've had.
Okay.
The thing is, I still like you in glasses more than without glasses. Your eyes freak me out. Oh my God.
We're gonna do the rest of the show without the glasses.
It's 8 years. Put them back on.
No.
This is freaking me out.
I'm actually freaking myself out, but regardless, I am replacing them because they're broken. I'm gonna get like shiny frames, but in the same shape. No, but I mean, I don't know anything about Harry Potter. I've never read the books. I've watched one of the movies. No intention to buy them for that reason. I do frequently get like those are Harry Potter glasses. A good amount of dudes say that too. It's not just girls that say that. Has not gotten me any positive results.
This is a step for you. Please put them back on. I cannot do a show looking at you like this.
No, I'm gonna squint awkwardly because I can't see. Okay, Brandon, thanks for this question.
Maybe it'll help your reading comprehension.
Jamie Williams asked, please explain your reaction to Sanderson Radio. Man, all these questions are directed at me. Sanderson Radio comment that you put a New York picture on your wall. I can repost the pic if you want. So Brendan posted the pic.
Yeah, no. It was somebody posted it, and it was a picture of you looking up at your wall. I don't know, like a 3-year-old would look at the candy section in a mall. It just, Buddy had an inspiration of maybe whatever the I don't even know building in New York. What is it? Trade Center.
Wait,
what is it? The tall one. Hold on.
No, come on, man. You can't. You just gave me all that shit for not knowing how to spell auditorium, and you're pulling this.
Okay, I can spell auditorium. Statue of Liberty, maybe. He's thinking of maybe Fifth Avenue.
No. There is one distinct large building that is still there. Now there is an other iconic architecture piece that's not that big.
The Guggenheim.
That's not what we're referencing. What is the tall building that has been there for a very long time that is one of the tallest buildings in the country?
I think it's the Empire State Building.
Jesus Christ, that took you way too long. This is like you know what's going to happen next show? We're going to get a bunch of spelling questions, and we're going to get a bunch of architecture questions.
Said that you missed my Guggenheim drop, by the way.
Yeah, but I don't. The Guggenheim
was the addition on the Guggenheim. I did that.
To answer your question, Jamie, I have no idea what possessed me to look up at my wall and make such a face.
I do. He saw something shiny on it. That's what happened.
There was
he saw something shiny. There was a car mirror that reflected against the sun, and there was a light on his wall. So he got distracted and looked up at it, and decided, why close my mouth when I could breathe out of it like somebody walking down the street? He decided, I'm in broadcasting. Most of them just breathe heavily out of their mouths the whole time. Are you stalling to put on chapstick?
No, I can't talk. Oh God. Jamie also asked, as a real FCS question to discuss, which teams benefit the most from their conference move over the next few years. Immediately, my reaction: any CAA team that has a decent program and that was good this past year. Villanova, William & Mary, Delaware, and then I would throw URI in there. I think all those teams need to boost the budget for athletics because you can become the next JMU. It is wide open for somebody to take control of that conference. And then eventually, if you do well enough, you move up.
CAA definitely helps but we've gotten a good amount of parity, though. I mean, there was good parity. I don't know. I feel like the CAA has helped because the perennial problem for other teams, JMU, is out. But that doesn't mean other teams were competitive. Maine won it a couple years ago. You know,
right.
Teams have won the CAA.
But it's been mostly JMU, and then before that, it was a lot of Old Dominion. It was always whoever moved up next was the lead dog.
We'll see what the next big Virginia school to just absolutely eviscerate this conference will be. It'll be exciting for sure.
It'll be
sure won't be St. Peter's or whatever the hell you think it's from.
Virginia State. No,
don't sleep on Virginia State.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be
Go Spartans.
JT was the host of the Go Spartans. Is that actually what their mascot is? JT, who's the host of radio show in South Dakota. I go to show a lot. I wonder why I'm the one who's inviting it, not Sean. Sorry, that was mean. I don't know why I was being a dick.
You handle my bookings, and I have gotten 0.
I don't hate it. Cam Rogers handles your bookings.
The hell have I ever done to Cam Rogers?
I don't know.
You know what I did? Oh, I'm sorry. I showed him a good time when he was here in D.C. That's what I did.
Apparently not good enough.
I wish Tiger didn't make the cut. Jerk. Hack.
He kind of is a hack. JT asks, I will openly say that, and I will say that to him in a meeting. He is the biggest media hack that I have ever worked with.
Nice guy.
Easily.
I'm gonna walk mine back.
I can't.
I'm walking my hack call back.
And you know what? I know that he's not going to listen to this. I just know he's not going to listen to this episode. But the dude is the corniest guy that I've like. He just fits the. I'm just talking for media. He fits that really goofy.
I'm saying right now, I've walked mine back. I've walked my hack.
He's a nice guy, but he's a media hack.
You're doubling down.
Yeah, I'm doubling down. JT asks though, who is not a hack and is a I've always enjoyed coming on a show. He asks, who has created the best fan experience in FCS? The only way I want to answer this is that I think that we've only been to South Dakota, so it has to be South Dakota State.
No,
but I think that what are you going to know?
Jackson State. They were packing 50,000 in last year.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Jackson State, the HBCUs.
I was coming from my perspective of what I've experienced.
The HBCUs are just skyrocketing. They're blossoming. Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. Your internet is cooperating very well, by the way. But I don't disagree with that.
Jack, I'm doing fine on my end. Something's on your side. What do you got? Smog above your apartment? Is that what's going on? And that's why it's glitching out.
Maybe it is the smog. No, I agree with Jackson State. I agree with that take. I was thinking of schools that I've encountered and played at and been to, and South Dakota State kind of stood out to me.
Well, we had some extraordinary circumstances at South Dakota State where we were with some true fans.
Yes.
But for fan experiences, I don't know. I mean, JMU, they packed them in. They threw the streamers at us. Maine was really mean to you, and I was really upset every time that we played at Maine and you were there because you would ride the exercise bike when you didn't need to and just get heckled. So I guess that's a good fan experience.
What do you mean?
They didn't really tell.
I play the one position on the field where
I hated when you were on an exercise bike.
I'm literally standing and not doing anything for 20 minutes in between each time I go out on the field. How the hell else am I supposed to
go out there and tear your hammy like a real man?
Okay. But the ironic part is that the long snapper who I ended up beating out my freshman year and then took the starting job from there tore his ACL. So nice.
Maybe it's a little different than a pulled hamstring. You have so much hostility to anybody that
you said tore. You said tear my hamstring.
Yeah, sure. You also did that in winter training and you fell down.
Well, I pulled my
giggled.
hamstring.
I said, "Oh, there goes Joe."
My pec also exploded, which was a lot worse.
I'm sucking wind, but at least I didn't fall down. That's my thought process. We were running the 300s. I was just like, "Oh, he's down. I got to keep on moving."
That might have been the most out of shape that I've ever been.
Oh, it was my vision of Joe. That tumble you took. I felt bad. Joe was gonna be so upset. But but I'm like, Joe just took a tumble. I gotta giggle. Sorry. I'm sorry. Next question.
Kyler Neal asks, why is your Campbell take from last week's episode? No, wait, for my last week's question, the worst take of 2022. That's not true. It's the best take. And Sean,
it's an awful take.
Okay.
Kyler, you're spot on. Kyler, not a hack. Kyler, my in-show MVP as of right now. Awful take by Joe. They have a silly mascot, so Joe likes them.
No, they recruited well and had the best recruiting class in FCS. So I'm gonna ride that answer.
Write it out. Do we have another question?
Yeah, we've got 3 more. Brains. That's actually what his name was.
Are you skipping the rabbit hole?
What?
Are you skipping the rabbit holes question?
Oh, I forgot the rabbit hole. Wait, I did skip it. Sorry. Let's do Brains question and then the rabbit hole because I already let in a Brains. Considering that recruiting wins, the returning defensive players, and the expansion of the offense for Kennesaw State, what is your outlook for Kennesaw State in the ASUN? I think for the ASUN, because it's a small conference, I think a lot of those teams graduated, like Austin Peay and Central Arkansas, are kind of losing a number of their key players. That this is going to be another really nice year for Kennesaw, and they're stepping into a new conference. And we know that they're returning guys like Xavier Shepard and a lot of those defensive players that you talked about. I think if this isn't a year for Kennesaw to win the conference, I'd be disappointed as a Kennesaw State fan.
I don't know. You're sitting there. They're not bad teams in the ASUN, but we got, you know what?
They're good
Kennesaw
teams.
first or second for Kennesaw.
Yeah,
most
anything
likely
less.
Second. I see them.
It's a small conference. So you really first or second.
Did you boost your gain on me? What
happened? No, I did not.
Oh my god!
Did you lower my volume?
My hearing just audibly locked into the show. I think I'm finally ready to go.
Maybe your internet will lock in too.
Okay.
The rabbit hole asks, what's more terrifying, the possibility that we humans are the only intelligent life in the universe, or the possibility that we are not the only intelligent life in the universe? I don't know. This is like, I don't know about you, Sean, but like, occasionally when I'm trying to fall asleep and I'm like listening to a podcast and they start talking about this stuff, this shit freaks me out. Like when you think about this kind of stuff, like just like how insignificant we are. Honestly, I think it's more terrifying that there's something else out there, because like if we're the only thing, nothing's going to come mess with us. And, we're unique and we're the only entity out there that's doing what we're doing. But like, to know that the possibility that there's other things living out there that could be better than us and that could kick the crap out of us and completely enslave and annihilate us, like, yeah, that's a million times more terrifying.
You're a narcissist. Being alone is the scariest by a mile.
But we're not alone. We're surrounded by people of our own kind.
Intelligent life, pardon me. Surrounded by on this, what's on our little ball here, right?
Yeah.
This being all there is,
we have props
way
on the
scarier
video version.
Way scarier than something else beaming down and just taking us out. Because then, what are you gonna do? I take the what are you gonna do F it we ball approach for whatever wants to come down here, opposed to we got to figure out everything. because maybe they're nice. Maybe they're chilling. Maybe like, oh, this is what we did. This is how we advanced you. Maybe there's a possibility they're chilling. There's us figuring it out. Very low possibility.
Considering how Europeans encountered other countries that have never been explored before, anyone who comes here is not coming with the intention of, hey, we want to help you guys out. They're going to be like, no, this is mine. We're taking this. We're going to have that approach. Wait, but the concept of not having anything that can ever bother us, to me, is so much better because you just don't think about it.
You are a shut in.
No, but if you don't think about it, it's nothing. Like, I don't think about this on a daily basis, so it's not something I could. If I intentionally block it out of my thought processes, I'm never going to think about it again for the rest of my life, and it's not going to bother me. But the other side of things, if aliens show up and they start just slaughtering people, that's kind of a big deal, and that kind of affects my day-to-day.
Why do you think they're going right to slaughter? Why aren't they going into exploration, figure it out? Do you think if we had the opportunity,
there are two options if they show up?
Do you think we're going straight to slaughter? Why can't there be three? Why can't it be observation? They're probably observing. They have probably they have observed us. So I truly am certain that we are not alone.
The two options
right now. No, there's three options.
The two options if they show up is if
peace,
they are
violence,
polite.
observation. We're in the observation stage, jackass. You think we're alone?
The two options are, I don't know if we are. The two options are is either they come peacefully or they come violently. Those are the two options.
They're just sitting up there chilling, watching us.
That's peaceful.
How is that peaceful? How will we know that's peace?
Because they're not bothering us.
It's gray area. Two options. I'm sure. What about a trial period? That doesn't involve violence. Hey, let's see what you got going on here. You're
overanalyzing. You're
underanalyzing
the possibility that intelligent life is out there. If it's out there, that means there's a possibility that they could be better and stronger than us. The human race,
if they can get to us and we can't get to them, they are.
The human race has no threat to it currently, except for problems that we create for ourselves. Which that's a whole different rabbit hole to go down.
And a meteor.
Ironic that rabbit hole is the one who asked the question. Man-made or Earth-made things that could seriously threaten us. Okay, that adds a whole nother thing.
Flare. I'm sorry, I'm just saying that it's not just all. There's stuff that could just wipe us out.
I agree. And intelligent life out there is another thing that can wipe us out. But my whole point is that if there's nothing else out there, we live on our lives. We die, we go into the dirt, and nothing happens. But our lives can be completely turned upside down the minute aliens show up if they don't come peacefully.
They show up, then what are we going to do? How is that?
We're fucked. We're done.
Way less scary. If they show up, way less scary than can you imagine Twitter when the aliens show up? How great it's going to be. Just a banger tweet. Look, here's the thing.
Don't worry about entertainment.
Being all alone, way scarier. Because you know what that means? That means at the end of the day, sun burns out in 4 billion years, whatever it's going to be. When it burns out, we burn out unless we figure it out. Or unless somebody
we're going to figure out how to leave by then.
Or unless somebody comes. Are you sure we're going to figure out how to leave?
Are we actively trying to go find planets to come to their aid right now? Do you think our world governments have that
We're
intention?
not there yet.
If we find a planet in the next millions of years that is habitable, that has other intelligent life on it, that we're stronger than, we're going to show up and kick the shit out of them.
Why would we do that?
Not because
Why would we do that?
We are an inherently selfish people as humans. You think that the world leaders and our
why do you think every other intelligent life form is inherently violent and selfish like us?
We're inherently violent. So my whole point is that if we would do that,
I wouldn't even consider us on Earth right now an intelligent species when it comes to all the space. I wouldn't even consider us an intelligence.
Right, but my point is that down the line in hundreds of thousands of years when we're capable of doing that and we're looking for other planets to go to, we're not showing up in a peaceful manner at a planet that we are stronger than the people that are inhabiting it.
You don't think that our empathy would develop over those years?
It's never developed. We've always been a conquering
It's never developed.
Humans have always been conquering.
Sure. But I think we've become a little bit more of a rational bunch. When was the last time you heard of a witch burning take place?
Cancel culture is another form of that.
I understand. But I'm saying right now, You ever seen someone go? You ever go? Have you ever watched people get hanged in town square? You ever done that?
No.
People used to do that for entertainment, Joe. Now you've got Quentin Tarantino in movies talking about we haven't developed.
We obviously have developed, but that doesn't mean that we had a freaking Russia started a war just because they wanted Ukraine. World leaders, if they have the ability to go find land elsewhere, they are going to take what they want and not ask nicely, is my point. So another intelligent species is not going to be on the lookout for us to say, hey, these guys need some help. We're going to show up and help them. No, they are focusing on their own survival. The only way that you can prevent that is if we're on equal level of strength and if we agree to some level of terms.
So you would rather be alone. You would rather be the only one.
I would much rather be alone because that means that nobody can come and fuck our shit up.
You are out of your dome piece, Joe.
I am no.
You are.
You would rather have the added risk of something else out there.
It's already there. The added risk is already there. It's already there.
I hate this question. Taking us down a rabbit hole. Thanks, the rabbit hole. Mike asks, when will my Youngstown State Penguins rise back?
Next question.
To the Jim Tressel glory? This is actually a reputable media guy who asked this question. He was the host of the. It was like a big
Mike,
Bengals podcast.
Would you rather be all alone, or would you rather have the chance that we have a peaceful encounterment?
The rabbit hole. I think you ruined this episode. I think we need to save. I want you to ask another one of these, please. I want you to ask. I encouraged you on Twitter, which inspired this. I want you to ask another one of these, but we're going to answer it at the end of the show so that we don't ruin the rest of the questions. Dustin Hilton asked, okay, do you or Sean believe that the WAC/ASUN potentially have a national champion in their ranks?
No.
All right, thanks, Dustin, for the question. You didn't ask for an elaboration, so the answer is just no.
I don't know. Who knows? FCS football is crazy.
No, I don't. I mean, just looking at those conferences, I don't see you're losing Sam Houston in the WAC. Incarnate Word gets weaker. I think that those ASUN teams are good. The Kennesaw is probably the most likely. You've got too many heavy hitters. It's like asking. I always like to draw parallels to FBS. It's like asking, like, can the American or can the Sun Belt have a contender? You're gonna have a team that's good enough to compete in the playoffs. It's probably gonna upset somebody, but not to win a national championship.
Yeah, keep on trying to create some chaos, though. We love that when it comes to playoff time. Love it.
Yeah,
absolutely love the chaos. All right, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
His phone, so that's enough for the episode for sure.
Sorry, I made it this far without getting text.
I appreciate it.
Work text. All right, thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day, folks.
Hack City on YouTube.
Hack City.